There's another cultural debate raging across the English Channel where a French left-wing politician is under fire for saying white people should stay out of discussions on racism. Critics say the remarks are yet another sign of how US-style woke culture is undermining French values. Artie's Charlotte Dubinsky has more.
The anti-white debate has been stirred up once again here in France, this time after a black politician waded into a row that's been raging over a student union which admitted it held meetings about discrimination that excluded white people.
Ça existe.
It exists. It exists. These reunions exist.
Now, Audrey Pulvar, who's a member of the Paris local authority and is standing in the upcoming regional elections, has added her 2 cents. She suggested white people could be allowed into those meetings, but only if they keep quiet.
I'm not saying anyone should be banned from entering, but they should stay silent and let others speak on issues that concern them.
Her comments have severed opinion as France grapples to deal with a rise in identity politics. For those on the right, this is seen as an unwelcome American import that's undermining universalist French values, a form of cancel culture.
In my region, no resident should be discriminated against for the color of their skin. There is no such thing as acceptable racism. I will always be a bulwark against those who try to fracture our country.
Others went even further, saying that Audrey Pulvar and the UNEF Students' Union were the stuff of Martin Luther King's nightmares.
Martin Luther King would be turning in his grave. He who dreamed of living in a country where people would not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the qualities of their personality.
But Audrey Pulvar's remarks gained support from some on the left, including from the leader of France Unbowed, who said that she had merely understood what a discussion group is. Politicians have been more than vocal, but what do ordinary people think? Is it okay to exclude white people from a debate? And if so, is that racist?
It's an absolute horror. I don't know how people can legitimize such nonsense. We should dismantle these racist remarks from scratch.
For me, it's not acceptable to exclude white people from meetings. I view that as racist.
I think it's perfectly legitimate to exclude white people from the meetings.
France has always been a country which respects human rights and does not look primarily at the colour of people's skin.
I'm not personally concerned about anti-white racism, but I think it exists.
If it were the other way around, if the National Party or a right-wing MP said that black or Arabic people should be quiet during an event dedicated to the victims of terrorism, that would also cause public outrage. The entire political class, all the media, would justifiably rail against this person and condemn him because it's racist. France only sees 3 colours, blue, white and red. It distinguishes between citizens only on their merits and not on their roots, race or religion. I think this is very serious. Obviously, the statement by Audrey Pulvar is racist and should be universally condemned. There can be no double standards here. Racism is universal. Unfortunately, there are various forms of racism and hatred, and we are faced with this everywhere.